Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. Thanks as always for all of the feedback on these tier lists I've been doing. I've done 1968, 1974, 1980, and today I'm going to do 1975. Now, that was a good year because I was kind of struggling to get to 50 albums for 1968 and I think even 1980. But this year, 1975, I've got 55 albums. That's right. And I know that, and there's going to be, of course, more, but there's some that I know, but, I just haven't heard enough to rank them. So just keep that in mind. Everybody's got their favorite artist too. So here we go. This is just my own opinion on what is my favorite albums. I'm not saying they're the best. I'm just saying they're my personal favorites, the way I'm ranking them. So there's S, which is superior, and then A, B, C, and D. I could almost add an E, but I think D is good enough here. So these are not in any particular order. I'm just going to start ranking them. And as always, please leave a comment below after you watch this ranking and like the video and subscribe to both of my YouTube channels. Thank you. All right, John Lennon, rock and roll. I'm just not a big fan of it. The production, even the way John sings on some of the songs, and he's probably my all-time favorite singer. But that was a disappointment. I'm going to put it in C. Elton John, Captain Fantastic. I like Elton John. I'm just not a big fan. Even though, I do, of course, love some of his albums and songs. Captain Fantastic is good. Very good. I'll put it in B. I know a lot of you would put it in A or maybe even S tier. The Who by Numbers, I think it's a little underrated. It's good. I'll put that in B, just before Elton John. Hawkwind, Warrior on the Edge of Time is awesome. I'm going to put that in A. Sparks, Indiscreet. Guess what? That's right. It's the first S tier. I love that the day I bought it. Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. That is S tier, but for me personally, I love the Sparks album more. Chris Squire, Fish Out of Water, that's A. Excellent album. I'll put it ahead of Hawkwind. ELO, Face the Music. It's a good album, but I love other ones more, like El Dorado and ELO 2. I'll put that in B. Supertramp, Crisis, What Crisis, the follow-up to Crime of the Century. A little bit of a letdown, but it was still, a good album. Had some very good songs. I'll put that in B. Just before ELO. Gentle Giant, Freehand, one of the only Gentle Giant albums I ever owned. It's good. I just would need to listen to it more at some point. I haven't heard it in quite a few years, but I'll put it in B. Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. Some people would put that in S tier. I'm going to put it in A, right at the start of A. It's a classic for sure. Patti Smith Horses, I own it. I just love her other albums more. I don't know what it is. I know it's highly regarded. I'll put it in C, ahead of rock and roll. Ted Nugent. I'm not a big Ted Nugent fan for many reasons, but his early albums were pretty good. And the self-titled, with my favorite song, Wang Dang Sweet Poontang. uh, Stormtroopin', I think, is on that too. Anyway, whatever songs are on that, that's a very strong album. I'm going to put it in A, but at the end. Fleetwood Mac, their first album with Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham, is excellent. I'll put that in A. Jethro Tull, Minstrel in the Gallery, kind of an underrated album. I love the title track especially. I'm going to put that in A. But I like, I don't know. I also think of it this way. What would I want to play? That Ted Nugent album or Minstrel in the Gallery? George Harrison, Extra Texture. It's okay. Kind of bland. I'll put it there. Lou Reed, Coney Island Baby is S tier for me. Right before Sparks. Golden Earring, Switch. Ooh, that's almost S tier. I think Golden Earring are just so underrated. I'm going to put them in A. I really love this album. I'm going to put it at the beginning of A. Bachman Turner Overdrive, their follow-up to Not Fragile, four-wheel drive. Once again, a bit of a letdown, but they were kind of pushed by the record company to put another album out, so they kind of rushed it. But still, some great songs on it. I'll put it in B. Right there. I'll put it at the end because that General Giant album is good. I just haven't heard it in a while. Queen, A Night at the Opera. There's just a couple of songs that I'm not crazy about, but I'll put it in A. I know someone would put it in S tier. I'll put it at the start of A. Still a damn good record. Kraftwerk, Radioactivity. Yeah, I really like it. I'll put it in B at the very start of B. Venus and Mars, Wings, Paul McCartney. I think it's a very underrated album. The follow-up to Band on the Run. I'm going to put it in S tier. I love the whole album. Frank Zappa, One Size Fits All. The very first Frank Zappa album I ever heard is S tier. And for me, I like it more than Pink Floyd. Put it right there. Can, Landed, one of their later albums. I need to listen to it more. But I remember liking it. I've heard it a couple times. I'll put it right there. Humble Pie, Street Rats, not very good. That's D. Paul Simon, still crazy after all these years. Some excellent songs on it. And then some of it, I don't know, isn't his best work for me. I'm going to put it in B. Right around there. Pretty Thing, Savage Eye. I bought that and I really did not like it. I'm sorry. I'm going to put it in D. But it's yeah. Humble Pie is worse than the Pretty Thing, so that's why it's at the start of D. The Eric Burdon Band, Stop. I much prefer Sun Secrets. I'll put that in C. Right there. New. That's how I'm pronouncing it. I know there's different ways to pronounce it. 1970, it's New 75. That is awesome. I've only heard it a couple of times, but I loved it. I'm going to put it in A ahead of Ted Nugent. ZZ Top, Fandango. Kind of, I think it's a bit underrated. I know, one side is live and they kind of go on for a bit on that one song. But side two's a lot of great studio tracks like Tush. I'm going to put it, I'll put it in B. Ahead of Paul Simon. Rush, Caress of Steel. I remember buying that when it came out. I kind of liked it. I'll put it in B. Like it more than Bachman Turner Overdrive. Right there. Kiss, Dressed to Kill. Yeah, I used to buy Kiss albums. I liked it more than Hotter Than Hell because the production was a little better. But they were starting to get kind of poppy. Like Today, I would put it in C. Pavlov's Dog. I've heard that. I've never owned it. It's kind of impressive. Very strange lead singer, but I liked it. I'll put it just before Bachman Turner Overdrive. Deep Purple, Come Taste the Band. No, thank you. I bought that when it came out. Like I said, it's been years since I heard it, but I'm just kind of ranking it from what I remember. I thought it was just okay. I'll put it in C. I like the Kiss one better. Uriah Heep, Return to Fantasy. That was disappointing. I'm going to put that in D. But at the end. Boom, Dylan, Blood on the Tracks. I respect him. I love some of his songs and albums, but just for me, I'll put it in B though. Right there. 10cc, the original soundtrack. Not my favorite. My favorite is How Dare You. I'll put it in B. Right there. Neil Young, Tonight's the Night. I love it. It's S tier. But at the end of the S tier. The Jay Giles Band, Hotline, I bought that. It was kind of mediocre. It's not D though. I put it in C. Right there. Sabotage, Black Sabbath. Oh my gosh. It's S tier. I love it more than Pink Floyd. I think I love it even more than Frank Zappa. It's going to go right there. Okay. Rush, Fly By Night. Better than Caress of Steel. It was pretty good. I'll still put it in B though, but ahead of Caress of Steel. Between Paul Simon and ZZ Top. The Tubes' debut album. Great debut album. That's A tier. Like it more than Ted Nugent. Right there. And I think ahead of New also. Elton John, Rock of the Westies. I bought that when it came out and it was kind of disappointing. I'm going to put it in C. Right there. How am I doing so far? I'm sure you will let me know. Babe Ruth, they were uh, pretty good lead singer, female singer, but I bought the album and I just thought it was okay. I'm gonna put it in C. Right there. Black Oak, Arkansas, Ain't Life Grand. That was okay. I'll put it in C. They did a cover of the Beatles' Taxman, the opening track. I'll put it just before Kiss. Ian Hunter, his first solo album. That's very good. I'll put that just before Can. Actually, ahead of Crisis, What Crisis? Neil Young, Zuma. Very good album. I'll put that in A. Right there. Nazareth, Hair of the Dog. Great band. I'll put them in B. Now you're messing with a son of a bitch. Do, 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 do. Between Rush and Can. Okay. Another Bachman Turner Overdrive. Head On. Not bad, but not great either. I'll put it at the end of B. I like Four-Wheel Drive a tad more. I like, like Look Out for Number One. Really nice guitar work by Randy Bachman, and Little Richard appears on a song, banging away at the piano. David Bowie, Young Americans, for me, is S tier. Just before Venus and Mars. Okay. Black Oak, Arkansas, X-rated. Yeah, they were putting out some kind of so-so albums, but X-rated is one of their best. I really like it, but I'll put it in B, but near the start of B. Right there. Oh my gosh. Led Zeppelin. Have you guys heard of them? They're pretty good. I'm going to put them in S tier. They're going to go way right there, just before, I don't know, maybe. No, I got to have Sparks and Discreet at the front. Yeah. Okay. Alex Hart, the sensational Alex Harvey Band, Tomorrow Belongs to Me. Excellent album. I'll put that in A. Just ahead of Hawkwind. Two more to go. Nectar, Recycled. I love Nectar. I'm going to put them in A. Right there. Blue Oyster Cult, a live album. On Your Feet or On Your Knees. Very underrated live album. I'm going to put that in A. Where am I? Okay, here. People take these rankings so seriously. It's just entertainment, folks. It's fun. All right. I would put that. That's one of my favorites. I'm going to put that at the beginning of A. Yeah. So that's it. That's my tier list ranking for the year 1975 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 albums in the S tier. I would love your thoughts on this ranking and what's missing. Like I said, just remember, I haven't heard every great album in the world, or there's some artists, I'm just not a fan of, so they're not in this tier list. But lots of good albums here. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.